box, a box. No one wants a box, a box, a box. No one wants a box. With that high five rush.
If you could just get here, and today we're talking about Xbox.
Uh-oh, here we go again.
Because the badge news just does not stop.
Oh, but what about Concord? You know, it got like 500 concurrent players on PlayStation. You know why? Because nobody bought the game, but we out here talking about Xbox topics, trying to bash this platform, even though every great game that has came to PlayStation happens to be owned by Microsoft. But go ahead, Dreamcast guy.
This has got to be one of the worst weeks ever for Team Green. But
Team Green? Did he just say Team Green? Bro, I'm Team Sony. Bro, come on, man. This dude is doing too much, man. What is you talking about, bro? Like, aren't you excited to play Concord?
I wanted to talk about it today because currently my most hyped Xbox exclusive, I guess you got to put exclusive in quotes because everything's coming to everything, but
just like Sony dropping their games on PC, but go ahead.
The next big Xbox game.
Like, I'm surprised that you guys even still use the term exclusive anymore, bro. There's at some point that your games are going to be played elsewhere. The term exclusive is irrelevant. There's no such thing as a true exclusive anymore.
Personally, I am 10 out of 10 hyped for has been Avowed. I think the idea of like a colorful Skyrim, I mean, it feels like a little bit of a retro RPG, but in a way that gets me very, very excited. Well, today...
But we need a PlayStation 5 release.
They released a bunch of new gameplay that doesn't look very good. It has
of course, because, you know, it's not dropping on PlayStation 5. I guarantee you if it was like, you know, coming to Xbox through Game Pass in 2025 in February and the PlayStation 5 has a release in December, I guarantee you would be excited for this game, bro. See, that just goes to show you how much of a pony you really is. And what's even more funny about that, you don't even play on PlayStation. You go as far to say that I play on PC. As if that doesn't matter, bro. You're still a PlayStation fanboy. The fact that you can't get most of your enjoyment playing the PlayStation, which is funny because PC is Microsoft's very own ecosystem, you're supporting Microsoft regardless, no matter where you go.
Internet confused. They've announced that it's going to run like crap on Xbox consoles. And for some reason, I'm getting choked up.
Of course, because you know you're lying.
And some other stuff. Let's get into all of it because...
Oh, it's 30 FPS. I can't play the game. The game is unplayable.
60 FPS. I'm sorry, I keep saying that because 60 FPS, in my opinion, feels like it should be an option. It should be the minimum.
Now, why does it matter, bro? You play on PC, so more than likely Evolve will probably be 60 FPS on the PC, so go play it there. What is the problem with playing games at 30? You guys have been doing this ever since console gaming has gone 3D. I gave up a lot of examples as to why I'm trying to tell you guys what I mean, but you people are still harping onto this 30 FPS stuff, bro. Like, majority of the games don't even look that well if you're playing them at 60, bro. You're like, what is wrong with you people, man? At the end of the day, 30 FPS locked is pretty good for the Xbox Series. I don't see a problem with it, personally.
30 FPS on the Xbox Series X, which means there is, of course, the lower-powered Xbox Series S console. They've also had a chance to interview the directors, the developers. They're not going to buy the game because...
You don't have to buy it. You can just play it through your subscription service, right? And remember, Xbox gamers don't buy games anyway, so we're just going to play it through Game Pass Ultimate.
It's 30 FPS. Another 30 FPS banger to rent. This is a big thing. I've seen the talk around Game Pass.
Then buy the game. Like, why are you people acting like you can't pay? You don't think Microsoft is not going to have the option of you people just to buy the game single-handedly? So just buy the game. Like, I really don't understand this whole concept. Okay, people can play the game through their subscription service, or they could just buy the game outright. So just do the second option and buy the game. Why are you mad that people can play the game for $20 a month?
This year has gone from positive to extremely negative. To originally, it was like...
That's like getting mad at somebody for downloading free PlayStation games. Oh, I didn't buy them. You don't support Sony. What? Bro, because I'm playing the game through the subscription service because of PlayStation Plus, they're giving out 2 free games. Oh, you should have supported it. You should have bought it. Bro, it says free right here, so I'm gonna download it through myself. Like what? So are the people on PlayStation? So they shouldn't download the PlayStation Plus games anymore. They should just go out there and buy them, even if they don't have to. Yeah, you should have bought them.
Wow, it's Netflix for video games. It's cheap. It's cool. I get day one games. Everything's so great. But now people are like, okay, but if Xbox games are launching busted, unfinished, unoptimized,
we don't know that yet.
Downright terribly to play. I mean, people are going, okay, now this sucks to be renting a game because I don't even
You don't have to rent the game. If you want to purchase the game and have some form of ownership to it, you can do that. Why are you acting like people can only play this game through a subscription service? Like Foam Stars, for example. Like, where was you people complaining about that then? Exactly.
Rent a bad game. You pay for Game Pass. You don't even.
Oh, it's bad now. Even though you just said it was a 10 out of 10 game, now it's bad all of a sudden, bro. Get out of here, you worthless pony.
To own it permanently. Look at this. Every game needs to have an option for both 30 FPS and 60 FPS for consoles. This is a sentiment I'm seeing.
Let's skip some of this.
With performance of the running at 15 FPS or something. It sucks. It is immersion breaking. Xbox Studios, seeming PlayStation exclusive, runs 60 FPS.
That's not true because a lot of those games are PS4 titles. So, of course, they run at 60 and they're running on low-end Unreal Engine 4. So that is a huge difference as to why Sony's able to achieve 60. And on top of that, Wukong is not as demanding as an Avoid. You just said Avoid is an open-world game, right? These are not as easy to make games 60 FPS options. I was like, oh, what are you doing with Starfield? Well, a lot of people want to play this game now. If they decide to want to update it later, by all means, do that. Okay, so what? People want to play the game now. Let people have fun with the game at 30 FPS. And if you want to play the game later, if you want to play it at 60 like you guys want, then play it on PC. What is the problem?
Or has a 60 FPS option. Well, a lot of times they'll launch it and go, okay, there is a 30 FPS ray tracing option or reflections or whatever like that. It's baffling that only Xbox cannot figure this out. And so everybody is like, how? How in 2024 can they not figure this out? Why are the developers acting like you don't need it? You don't necessarily need 60 FPS. That is an insane thing to say. Okay.
That's funny. And you want to use a quote from RGT85, the same guy that claims to be a Nintendo YouTuber? Bro, every game that you play on Nintendo Switch is capped at 30 FPS, and people have no problem with it. Oh, it's a lower piece of hardware. It doesn't matter. The fact that you still play them at 30 FPS shows you that you are a hypocrite. It doesn't matter. Well, it's lower end hardware. That doesn't take away the fact that the game is not capped at 30. If you say 30 FPS is unplayable, then that means it's unplayable for everybody, including Nintendo Switch. I'm sorry, man. I'm sick and tired of this argument.
Everybody is like, okay, let's think about this. Let's act directors, and a lot of people are saying the game is done when the directors say it's done. They're basically saying, a lot of Xbox fans, a lot of people tried to educate me on it, and they basically said the game is done whenever the people making it say it's completed, even if it is 30 FPS. But
it doesn't matter.
Basically,
that's like saying, oh, that game ain't completed because the game's... What do you mean? It has all the chapters, has all the episodes, it has all the content. Well, it's not finished because there's no... What do you mean? So hold on. So I'm confused. So you're trying to say that every game that don't have a 60 FPS option going from this point forward is not a finished game? Monster Hunter Wilds, from what I'm hearing, is going to be capped at 30, and I can guarantee you're going to be playing that game at 30. So hey, is that game unfinished? Or we're going to sit there and say that game's unfinished because the fact that it's capped at 30 FPS? But yet, for some reason, you like to glorify Capcom?
Pushback was like, okay, if the game
and Dragon's
runs
Dogma
badly, if it crashes, if it just doesn't...
Which has nothing to do with frame rate, but go ahead.
...look fun to even play, I don't care how finished it is if it doesn't look finished.
What are you talking about? How can something be finished and not finished? What are you saying? Okay, you want to play your games at 60. Play them on PC. Nobody cares, bro. Because I'm telling you, I've seen Final Fantasy VII Rebirth at 60. The game runs like trash, and on top of that, it looks just as bad. You might as well cap the game at 30 and run it at a high graphical fidelity. That's just in my honest opinion. The gameplay's terrible at 60.
It's baffling that we just keep seeing this. Now, I'm extra mad because Redfall For years, they kept saying, like, oh, it'll be finished. Redfall's going to be fun and unique, a multiplayer vampire shooter. And then when it came out, it ran like absolute dog water.
Because it ran at 30?
And then right after that, they shut the studio down before they even managed to patch it and fix it.
The game actually runs at 60 now, but go ahead.
Finish it. So,
what do you mean? You guys was hating on this game before. No, Arcane Studios, they should have survived. Bro, weren't you saying that they should have shut down? And now that they shut down, now all of a sudden you guys are fans to Redfall?
I don't care about the people that are like, oh, they're still working on it. Oh, it doesn't matter right now. They'll fix it post-launch. I just don't trust Xbox to do that. Xbox...
Just like they did with Starfield, and you still complaining?
Shuts studios down. They
so we're going to sit there and act like Sony don't shut down studios either. Okay.
Shut freaking... The people that made Redfall, they shut them down. Arcane Austin, before they had a chance to finish the game.
And what about London Studios? What about all the other studios that Sony has owned? What about Zipper Interactive? What about these companies? Oh, you don't want to talk about that, right? Because it doesn't fit your narrative.
So I don't care how broken they launch it.
What? But hold on, what? You don't care how... You don't care... Okay, I got a question for you. So you would want a broken game, but as long as the game runs at 60, you're fine with that? So you don't care if a game has all these bugs and glitches, but if the game runs at 60, guys, it's fine. According to Dreamcast guy.
If the game is not in some sort of playable state at release, in my opinion, there's a good chance it's never going to...
So a game running at 60 having flickering and bugs and crashing, that is okay as long as the game's at 60. I'm failing to understand what you're talking about, because I think a lot of people would say I would rather take the 30 FPS on console and have the no bugs and no crashes and have essentially no issues besides the frame rate. Like, what? That doesn't mean the game is not finished. So you're trying to tell me that every game that I have played from my childhood to this current day was unplayable? They weren't finished games? Seriously?
To be playable, like... Every
Nintendo exclusive that I played from this point forward is what? I'm having a hard time understanding this.
Posted this old hilarious quote. This is Aaron Greenberg. Xbox games that run at 60 FPS. What are we doing here? Like, what is the point in buying an Xbox?
Oh, here we go. Let it go. Let it out, pony. Let it out.
Being Team Green,
bro, that's a purple controller. But go ahead.
The games look bad and run bad on Xbox, but they're actually
But they run also bad on PlayStation 5 and run much better on PC. What's your argument?
Way decent on PC and PS5. Here's the other part of it.
You can't even use PS5 as an example, because there's a lot of games that run pretty garbage on PS5 as well. Dragon's Dogma is capped at the same frame rate that it is on Xbox. Same thing with Monster Hunter Wilds, I heard that's coming out. But I guarantee you're not going to be bashing that game talking about I can't play it, it's capped at 30. You're going to be loving it.
Honestly, I think this stuff is about to start coming to PlayStation 5 Pro, and Xbox gamers are going to have to sell their Xbox. I think,
here we go.
I'm dead serious about
Let
this.
them know.
I think that if you are a fan of Microsoft Game Studios...
clearly we know you are, because it seems like you're excited for every Xbox game coming out, but you're not excited for your own games, which happens to be Concord. I find it so funny that none of you ponies are talking about that game, but instead, yet again, we're talking more about Xbox. Exactly. Just admit that you're an undercover Xbox fan.
Edition of these games is going to be on PlayStation and not even Xbox. Like, here's a clip I saw yesterday that cracked me up. They recently released a bunch of updates for Starfield. The expansion is coming out relatively soon. And surprise, the game runs absolutely terrible. Check it out.
Really? Because a glitch happened, that means the game runs absolutely terrible? We're going to sit there and act like we haven't seen this in multiple games, multiple Bethesda games. I mean, there's things that you can do in Uncharted, and you can glitch out the map and do all these crazy things for speedrunning and stuff. What are you talking about? I'm just saying, like, this is stupid, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay, restart the checkpoint. I guarantee it has an autosave, and you'll be right where you was just at. Right? That's the whole point. And matter of fact, a lot of gamers, if we seen something like this happen on a PS2, guys, what do you think we used to do? We didn't sit there and complain that the game was broken. We do this. That's funny. Look at the car. Because we was enjoying the game. You don't think back that, I'm trading this PS2 game because the PS2 game, the car jumped up all the way in the air. I'm going to trade my PS2 in. You see, man, what? All because of a funny glitch? That's a pretty funny one.
It hard crashes right here. I tried the new Starfield update as expected. It's running absolutely terrible. Look at this.
That's actually pretty funny.
Bethesda games glitching
And
out.
it probably did crash maybe because it wasn't supposed to happen, so therefore the game crashed. But it is what it is. It happens with all these consoles.
It's not a surprise. It's that it still runs so terrible. Performance mode or visual mode, Starfield runs like trash on the Xbox Series X. Constant freezes. Like, this is whenever I explore the procedurally generated planets. It's beyond look like Skyrim. I'm still an eternal Skyrim simp. I think this looks like very cheesy, colorful Elder Scrolls, and I do mean that in the best way possible. But a lot of people are saying, okay, this...
You just want to play it, bro. That's all it is, bro. That's all I'm getting from this video.
Xbox games feels like beta access. It feels like, okay, I'm hoping these games eventually get fixed. I'm hoping these games are eventually good. It sucks that officially launched stuff by Microsoft Game Studios feels early access. It frustrates me because...
And you know what's funny about that? PS5 feels the same way with PC. So I guess PS5 is nothing but an early access, and then we get the superior version on the definitive PC. Like, bro, this is how... You hear how these people are talking? You people are just weird.
We're definitely at a point where Xbox just feels like they've actually given up, where their own exclusives.
They've given up. Like, how are you going to sit there and say they gave up? At least they had a Gamescom. What does Sony have? Oh, yeah, Sony had no games to the point where they couldn't even go to Gamescom. It's so funny that you guys are hating on Microsoft for going to Gamescom, talking about how they got bad games, when Sony didn't even show up. Sony didn't even show up. It was so bad that Microsoft said, we got to put a game there for you guys, because Sony didn't even come there to save the day for you. Like, this is embarrassing, bro. And y'all want to sit there and talk about the PS5 is so good. If the PS5 is so good, then why ain't you talking about PlayStation exclusives? If the PS5 is so good, why are you talking about Xbox games? If the PS5 is so good, then why aren't you people playing it? I mean, come on, man.
Their own projects, their own marquee, big AAA stuff.
It seems like every game that you see on Xbox, you're excited about. Doom Dark Ages, Avowed. I heard he's liking Indiana Jones now for some reason. Like, you're a hypocrite, bro. Just admit it. You're a bona fide pony.
Feels unfinished. It feels early access. And to me, that is pathetic. And I kind of hate it. Like, you could say, oh, PlayStation isn't releasing enough. Sony isn't actually pushing their own brands.
That's
where's
facts.
Bloodborne? Where's new stuff? Where's Uncharted and stuff like that? And I think those are fair critiques. But my thing is that at least the PS5 runs games.
At least the Xbox had a Gamescom showcase. At least they actually showed something. What PS5, you guys say they got all these games in the work, but yet they can't even show them. They're ashamed. Sony had their head down like, oh, wow. Xbox came in and saved the day for us ponies. Like, that's embarrassing.
Like, I guess I'm perpetually stuck on the fact that I like Avowed's look. I like on Xbox.
Oh, it's gonna run terrible because of 30 FPS.
Why the hell did I buy an Xbox day one?
It's so funny, right? You guys want to keep bringing up the fact that Xbox has bad running games. Gears 5. Because if you're going to use remasters for this 60 and last generation games for 60 FPS, 120, then I can use it for Xbox. Sea of Thieves, 120. Gears 5, 120, 60 in multiplayer. Halo Infinite, 120. Hold on. Let's put the respect on the box. Hold on. Halo Infinite, 60 frames per second campaign, 120 frames multiplayer. Explain to me where they don't have 60, 120 games. If anything, they got more than you. What is you talking about, bro? Like, oh, no, Xbox, PlayStation, we got 60 FPS modes on last gen games. Last gen, Microsoft gave those for free updates. Gears 5 updated all of them. Gears Ultimate, 4K 60, 4K 120 multiplayer, Ultimate, Gears 4, Gears 5, Halo, even the Halo, all the Halo Master Chief collections. Now, I'm not acting like it's a big deal or not, but I'm just saying, for you people to say that Microsoft don't have games at 4K, 120, and 60 frames per second is a lie, because they have more games, and on top of that, they have it in single player and multiplayer. Gears 5 is 4K 60 in the single player and 4K 120 in multiplayer. Oh, you can't use that. That's an Xbox One game. So why do you have the right to use Last of Us Part 1? Then why do you have the right to use Last of Us Part 2? Why do you have the right to use Death Stranding? Why do you have the right to use Miles Morales and God of War Ragnarok and Forbidden West? Why do you as a pony have the right to bash Xbox for having 4K 60 120 games when all you're doing is using old games? Have you noticed one thing, Dreamcast? They're older titles that are achieving this. Ones that are running on lower gaming engines. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to knock PlayStation 5 owners with this. I'm just telling y'all the reality. But for you guys to say Xbox don't got 4K 120 when I just gave you Forza Horizon 4K 120. Come on, man. All even the new Forza's 4K 120. Come on, man. Now y'all just hating just to hate now at this point. And that's why people are calling you out, man. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Take care. Peace out.